All right, let's listen to the lunatic ramblings of Pat Robertson and the 700 Club here. No surprise, but they're going to go after gays, and he's going to do it in a way that's even more vicious than usual.
I think you got to remember from the Bible, you look carefully at the Bible, what would have happened in Jesus' time if two men decided they wanted to cohabit together. They would have been stoned to death. So Jesus would not have baked them a wedding cake, nor would he have made them a bed to sleep in, because they wouldn't have been there. But we don't have that in this country here, so that's the way it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we have to recognize what I said a few years ago. At that point, homosexual marriage was condemned. Homosexuality itself was considered a pathology. And now those who were practicing that activity have turned and become the oppressors of those who hold to deeply held religious points of view. The tables have turned, and I think it's just the way it is. But why? What is it about gays? What is it about abortion? Have you ever thought why they're on the forefront right now? Well, number one, both of them deny the reproduction of human species. An abortion destroys the product of conception, kills a baby in the womb. Homosexuality is no chance of conception, and it is a meaningless exercise because it doesn't go anywhere. The Bible intends males and females to live together in a particular union called marriage and to bring forth children. But this denies that, and it's as if the devil is trying to say, I'm going to destroy your progeny any way I can. And if you will kill your babies, that's fine, I'm with you. If you will deny the chance of having babies, that's fine too. But I want to destroy your opportunities to reproduce. It's a very serious thing, and we're not talking about it. And we need to. We need to, as a society, need to realize where the attack is coming, because it is definitely an attack. But, hey, that's for another day, perhaps. Wendy?
Jesus said, I came to give life.
Life, and
the
give it more
devil wants
abundantly.
to steal,
Yes,
kill, and destroy.
Yeah, all right.
Well said, Pat.
Oh, God, it's a shame that that woman at the end there is so stupid, because she is so incredibly hot. It's such a shame. But look at all the points that were made there. You know, it's insane that you can go your whole life believing those things. You know, so he says, well, in the days of Jesus, gays were stoned. And it's almost like he's looking at that time through rose-colored glasses, like it was a better time, like it was a more advanced time, which is ridiculous because obviously we're more advanced today. But, Pat, back those days were terrible. Like, would you want those days back? I mean, those are times when, you know, there wasn't even modern plumbing. There was no hygiene. Everybody was hairy as fuck and stinky. There was no modern medicine. The average life expectancy was like 36. But he's talking about it like, oh, the good old days when we used to stone gays. It's amazing, like, he has to not think about shit to talk about that as if, like, well, you know, like, that's a point for his team to say that. Like, no, you're helping our argument because everything else back then was shitty too, and you're just pointing out something else that's shitty. And then he goes into the usual, well, it's us Christians that are oppressed now. Pat, you're 76% of the population. Every single president in the history of the United States has been Christian. I mean, there's no states where they say, hey, Christians can't get married. Christians, can't get served. Christians can be fired for being Christian. There's no oppression against them whatsoever. But see, the thing is, they define oppression as, unless you let me oppress you, you're oppressing me. So they want to be able to put down gay people and put down anybody they want as long as they can hide behind their religion and say, that's why I'm doing it. And then when you say, hey, why are you oppressing them? They go, nope, stop, you're oppressing me by not letting me oppress them. It's crazy, this victim complex that they have, man. It's this crazy victim complex. And then when he says, well, look, abortion and gays deny life and reproduction, so that's why they're bad. All right, Pat, but then you have to ban senior citizen marriages. Because guess what? At a certain point, they can't reproduce. You can't reproduce anymore. You know, I don't know if Pat has a wife or if she's alive or whatever, but, you guys, if you wanted to have a baby right now, you couldn't. So by your own logic, you would have to ban your own marriage because, hey, sorry, you're denying life and you're denying reproduction. Just like abortion, just like gays. I guess we got to finish that. And I guess we'd have to ban all pleasure fucking. The majority of sex that's ever been had on this planet is pleasure fucking. It's people fucking and either pulling out or, having sex with a condom or somebody using birth control. That's the majority of the sex that's had on the planet. It doesn't result in having kids. But nope, if you're denying life and denying reproduction, I guess masturbation too, if you want to stretch the argument. Sorry, masturbation. It's a problem. It's denying life, it's denying reproduction. We got to ban that. I mean, his arguments are so bad and it's comically easy to respond to them, but he still goes out there and says it with a straight face as if he's making decent points. And then the final thing I'll say here, and I could go on and on, but he talks about marriage too, like, well, the Bible approves of marriage. No, it doesn't. Again, I know the Bible better than Pat Robertson does, and he's based his life on it. Biblical marriage is polygamy, you dipshit.